Once upon a time, many, many years ago, on a planet far, far away, like California, there was this professional who was making a great living with a family of four, but he wanted to write off some taxes and invest into real estate to take advantage of a cost segregation before he would even go look at a property all the way across the country in the land of Dolly. Because it was so holly and it would make him so jolly if he could jump into short-term rentals and race, insert your pun here, to the bank with boatloads of cash. The problem with this individual is he never left California to go sing with Dolly or slide down the rides at Dollywood or taste the whiskey, actually the moonshine in downtown Sevierville or Gatlinburg. He didn't know that there were rivers and Ober and all these amazing things to do. So he bought a standard 3-bedroom just like you. No views for his guests to be able to gasp upon and sit on the front deck or have a glass of wine in the hot tub staring at trees because it was not on top of a hill. Hopefully you guys get what I'm throwing down here because I'm not really good at singing or rhyming or writing poetry, but what I can do is tell you the tale of who's being affected with Airbnbust right now. I really tried to debunk this hashtag because I believe that a lot of people that do what I do are using it to sell and pitch their products. I do not believe there is Airbnb bust. And I get the hashtag was created by someone out of Texas and it's about the correction in the market. And he's 100% correct. But what I want you to understand is that you can avoid this. If you are what I said in the first couple of minutes here in my tale, if you are that individual that made a purchase and it wasn't good, it may be time to exit. And hopefully you still gain some equity and be able to reposition that capital to generate more income for you. One of the things that I think is super important that I've learned over my course, long before I got into short-term rentals, and it applies in real estate, it applies in regular businesses, is you don't throw good money after bad. And when a business is not profitable, it becomes a hobby that drains your bank account. There's so many of you that have reached out to me that are, hey, I'm not breaking even. I'm losing $1,000 a month. Some of you are losing $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And you don't have a property that's in a good enough location. It doesn't have good enough views. There's not enough traffic drivers, or it just doesn't have the footprint to be able to level up into a super property. Yes, I'm the one that coined the term super property. And a lot of people get sold a bill of goods by real estate agents telling them that this is a super property. Well, most of the time, that's not the case. The gold standard of investing into real estate, and specifically into short term rentals, is location. If you don't have that, you need to check the box on your spreadsheet. It's time for you to do an audit because the properties that are being affected dramatically right now are the average properties. You're the 50th percentile that's trying to charge like the 90th percentile. You're the person on page 7 of Airbnb that's trying to charge like you're on page 1. You're the person that may even have false hope that, you know what, I can turn this around by spending more money on the interior decoration of my property. You cannot replace location. You cannot replace proximity to traffic drivers. You cannot replace views and what people do outside of your house. To me, is the founder of super properties and building a super portfolio and building a super life. Those are the things that I'm looking at, and they make all the decision for me in the world of what marketability it gives me to that ideal buyer. I want you to audit your properties. If it's underperforming right now, look, I recorded a podcast with Luke Carl this morning, and it was pretty long, and we talked about a lot of great stuff. And I talked about how I was able to turn my portfolio around. I was down like 31% portfolio wide after February, just through 2 months. I'm up like 3.7% as of this recording. I did that by liquidating and getting rid of my least performing property, even though it was profitable because it had appreciated and I had access to cash to be able to take the cash out, 1031, and reinvest. I was able to do that because I took my number one property, and I implemented limited dates, but during the ultra peak season, during the summer, June, July, and early August, I implemented the 3-2-1 strategy, but I increased my rates by between 30 to 40% nightly on the 3-night minimum. So I mean, since I built this property, it was 7 days from Memorial Day all the way to Labor Day, Saturday to Saturday. These innovative changes, learning, testing, looking at these things and continuously investing into myself and learning is what makes me stay or helps me stay on top of my game. I need you guys to do the exact same thing. I'm recording this 5 days before I start my first and only boot camp. It's actually you're gonna hear this 2 days before boot camp starts. At this point, it's too late for you to attend boot camp. But these are the types of events you need to participate in to learn and grow and continue to stay ahead of the curve. Those that are being affected negatively right now either didn't do enough research, didn't understand how to truly underwrite a property, took somebody else's word that they thought was more experienced on where to invest. And a lot of people have been sold on investing into markets. I don't invest into markets, I invest into properties. And I want you to understand this because I want this to be an educational session. I identify a market using STR insights. But the reality is that starts with me. I will not invest into markets that I don't have an interest in because I know myself well enough that if I don't have an interest, I'm not going to put my all into it. You need to answer that question. Can you truly make a 100% financially driven decision and put your dollars, whether it's 50,000, 100 or 2, whatever the number is, into a market that you really have no interest in? Because if you cannot, then don't do it. But once you identify that market that you have interest in, I use STR Insights. I search the entire country almost daily on STR Insights and I sort by ROI. That's it. Then if I see a market that's doing 15% or above, then I click into it. Here's number 2. Are you financially ready to invest? Do you have your shit together, your financial shit together? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going through an experience that I have never been through in my entire life. As I've made public, or at least to my email list and to my Build Short-Term Rental Wealth Facebook group, I'm under contract for a luxury condo in Coram, Montana. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a loft and a 1-car garage. It's $950K. I can qualify for that pretty easily. I mean, my financials and my credit's pretty stout. But I have not been able to get local banks in that market. I've gone through 3 now that have declined the asset because the asset class is so much higher level than anything that exists in that market. They don't believe that they can get an appraisal, and the rental income isn't even close to matching. And you know what? When I first sent this property to Kenny Bedwell, he told me the exact same thing. But I know my skills, I know my data from what I do comparative to the data that's produced by STR Insights, by AirDNA, by Rabu, by Mashpfizer. And I know how much I outperform that to about 62.7, really 63% roughly right now. I know what my mastermind does. They do about 30 to 33% above the 90th percentile of AirDNA. So if I can correlate those numbers and then put mine on top of it and always underestimate, and I use a good, better, best, and I know it'll work. But here's the deal. They won't underwrite this property. So that means I have to go and do a traditional Fannie and Freddie. And part of the strategy, if you follow me, you know I bought my first Fannie and Freddie in Montana, about an hour away from this property on the other side of Whitefish in February. So there's no way I'm going to qualify. It's within 90 to 100 miles. I just bought one in February. But here's the strategery here, folks. I bought that in my name only. There's no Bria Faith associated with that property. Who do you think is buying this condo? Bria Faith is. William Faith will be nowhere on those docs. Now, if we could have went in and closed in an LLC on a commercial loan, we don't really have to worry about that. A lot of you that invested so quickly in 2020, 2021, 2022 burned through your 9 properties. A lot of you did partnerships with your spouse. If you're going to do a second home loan or even a commercial that's going to show up on your credit report, you really need to have a plan on how you're going to protect your DTI and how you're going to protect your bankability. Because even though technically DTI is not part of commercial underwriting, your ability to repay that loan if the rental income does not cover is. I know DSCRs say all you need is a 1-to-1 cover ratio, just needs to appraise and you're good. Well, then why do a lot of them still ask for bank statements? Some of them even want to look at tax returns. Because if you don't pay, if they foreclose, if they're upside down, who are they still coming after? There's personal guarantees in DSCRs. Read the documents. These are the things that you need to understand and grasp and have a super keen knowledge of if you want to navigate through the bust. All I see is a correction to 2018-19 numbers. Luke Carl this morning believes that we will be thriving like we did last year and in 2021 by 2025 as the herd is thinned. And there's no question that the herd will be thinned this winter. But you also can combat that. And it has everything to do with pricing strategy, listing optimization. You have to rank on both Airbnb and Vrbo. And by rank, I mean, if you're not in the top 10 results on page 1, you're missing a lot. If you're on page 2 or beyond, you're dead. And I mean this figuratively, but you have to be on page number 1. And then the third thing is off-platform marketing. That is really the number 1 or 1A thing. It's my genius zone. It's my superpower, along with identifying super properties. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't use Market My STR. And I know a lot of you are cobbling things together to try to save money. But I'm telling you, just take a look at Market My STR. It is so affordable. And it makes such a big difference when everything is under one roof. You need marketing. You might need cash to sustain through the winter if you're in one of those average properties right now. You need listing optimization, and you really need a manual pricing strategy implemented with your automated pricing strategy. I hope you're one of the few people, the 75 or to 100, I don't even know how many people are coming to boot camp that'll be here in a couple of days. Because I'm going to teach you this stuff. And if you're not going to be there and you don't know how to do these things, please shoot me a DM right there. Bill Faith 73. That's Faeth. Bill Faith, my last name, Faeth 73 on Instagram. Shoot me a DM and just say help. There's like 20,000 people a month that watch or listen to this podcast and then watch it on my YouTube channel. But I will, and I know I'll get hundreds of people that will DM me immediately. I will try to get to every one of you as quickly as I can. I do not want to see, my goal is to see none of you fail. That's the most important thing to me. That's why I do what I do here. That's why I started right at the beginning of COVID with this business. I want to see you be successful. Do not be afraid to message me. BillFaith73 on Instagram. Because we can all combat this correction. It wasn't bad in 2018 and 19 by any means. It wasn't the second half of 2020. It wasn't 21 and it wasn't 22. And it probably never will be again. If you're in a drive-in market, you have a little bit of insulation. I'm concerned for Alaska and Hawaii and Miami and Puerto Rico and Cabo and that type of stuff as we go into the winter. And if you don't believe me, I just looked at airline tickets for spring break and for a week in February to do some travel of 2024, and the airline tickets are ridiculous. So if you can't be here, if you're not going to be here at boot camp because it's too late, I'm going to give you for staying on because this is a long podcast for me. It's going to be 16 minutes. STR Wealth Conference, strwealthconference.com. You need to head over there and get your ticket now. We're about ready to start a huge launch with our affiliate program, with our marketing, our advertising, which we've never done before. This is going to be the largest conference in the history of the short-term rental space, February 5th through the 7th in Nashville, Tennessee. We've already sold like 700 tickets to 1,000 people that were at the last year's conference. We sold last year out in like 6 weeks, and we've already sold literally like 50% of our tickets. So head over to strwealthconference.com and get yours today so you can learn this stuff here in Nashville in February with Michael Sjogren, Bill Faith, Damon John, the Shark, founder of FUBU, real estate investor, and a ton of other educational sessions. We will have breakout rooms. We will have 3 full days of content on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. It's going to be off the hook. I hope to see you here in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for listening. Happy hosting, everybody.